Before Ramadan begins, give charity to 3 animals, and as soon as you do, wealth and blessings will start pouring in. You will receive so much wealth and sustenance that even if the next 7 generations sit down to eat, the money and blessings will never run out. Dear brothers and sisters, today I'm going to share with you a very powerful practice that can change your destiny in just a few days or even hours. This action is so powerful that if you give charity to these 3 animals before Ramadan starts, you will see your own fate and fortune transform before your eyes. Whether you are struggling because wealth and prosperity aren't coming to your home, or if you are tired of living in poverty and want to become wealthy, simply giving charity to these 3 animals before Ramadan starts will, InshaAllah, bring prosperity and wealth into your life. Dear brothers and sisters, I will now explain which 3 animals you need to give charity to, why you must give charity to them, and what exactly you should offer. Please watch this video until the end to make sure you don't miss any important details. The practice of giving charity to 3 animals is not new. It has been passed down through the ages. A man used to visit Hazrat Ali Hajvari, R.A., regularly, seeking guidance on how to attain wealth. He had been going to Hazrat Ali Hajvari for about 4 years, but despite following all the advice given to him, he hadn't become wealthy. One day, he said to Hazrat Ali Hajvari, "People say that whatever you suggest, if followed properly, will bring wealth. But after 4 years of coming to you, I haven't seen any change. I've followed all the steps you've given me, but nothing has worked. Please tell me a way or a prayer that will make me wealthy." In response, Hazrat Ali Hajvari said, "I will tell you a way to attain wealth, but even after you follow this, you may not become wealthy." The man was taken aback and asked, "Why not?" Hazrat Ali Hajvari explained, "Because there are 3 problems within you. Unless these 3 problems are removed, you will never become wealthy, no matter how many prayers you do, no matter how much effort you put in, or how many practices you follow." The man then asked, "If there are 3 problems within me, is there a way to remove them?" Hazrat Ali Hajvari replied, "For each of these 3 problems, you need to give charity to 1 animal." Dear brothers and sisters, you may have noticed that in some markets there are 2 shops selling the same items right next to each other. Yet one shop is always busy while the other is empty. Why is that? There's a spiritual reason behind it, which I will explain in the rest of the video. However, one shopkeeper has so much rush that customers take hours to buy things, while the other shop, selling the same products, has no customers at all. No one even enters that shop. In fact, there are some spiritual obstacles that, until removed, will prevent us from ever being successful. We can never become wealthy if these obstacles are not cleared. So, dear brothers and sisters, in order to become wealthy, before Ramadan starts, the first animal you should give in charity is a bird. If you have been considering birds as just ordinary creatures, then this is a big misconception. Birds are not ordinary at all. It has always been observed that in areas where there are many birds, the people living there are happier than those in other areas. Allah's mercy is more abundant in those places. Perhaps you've noticed that if we go back 10 or 15 years ago in Pakistan, there were so many birds. As soon as the sun would rise, the day would begin with the chirping of birds. But nowadays, birds have almost vanished. You will agree that the conditions 9 or 10 years ago were much better compared to today. The number of birds is decreasing in our areas and problems are increasing. Now, what should you give to the birds as charity? You can give them 2 things, either millet seeds, bajra, or rice grains. Most birds prefer to eat rice grains, but not all of them. However, all birds enjoy millet seeds. So listen carefully to how you should give charity. First, you should wake up early for Fajr prayer and perform it. Remember The day you decide to give charity to birds, you must perform the Fajr prayer, as it is fundamentally the prayer for sustenance. It is at Fajr time that sustenance and wealth are distributed. So, perform your Fajr prayer, and once you have completed it, take millet seeds. You can take as much as you want, according to your means, whether it is a small handful or even 50 or 100 rupees worth of millet. After taking the millet, go to your rooftop and scatter the millet for the birds in any container, bowl, or on the ground. You can spread it anywhere on the rooftop and the birds will come and eat. Secondly, you must also arrange for water for the birds. It's a small act, but once you've provided them with food and water, make sure to say, Subhanallah, glory be to Allah. You can repeat this 33 times. You can also recite Subhanallah 100 times, meaning you repeat Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Keep repeating it 100 times, or however many times you feel comfortable. You can do it 33 times, or 11 times, or any number you prefer. Afterward, make a prayer to Allah, asking for your sustenance and wealth. This is a simple practice, and once you complete it, your first act of charity will be done. Now, there's one more important point I'd like to share about the charity for birds. Baba Farid, who lived about 700 years ago in Pakpatan, was a revered spiritual figure. He had a remarkable gift. He could communicate with birds, especially sparrows. Baba Farid had a deep affection for birds, particularly sparrows. He once shared that throughout his life, he had seen almost every kind of bird sleep hungry except for the sparrow. When people asked him why sparrows never sleep hungry, Baba Farid explained that there were two reasons. The first reason was the sparrow's unwavering trust in Allah. Unlike other birds, the sparrow believes that the same Allah who wrote its life also provides its sustenance, so, despite leaving its nest hungry, it always returns full. The second reason is that before leaving its nest, the sparrow always recites Subhanallah. The act of reciting Subhanallah brings blessings, and the sparrow always returns home well fed at night, ready to rest. So, dear brothers and sisters, before Ramadan begins, the second charity you should give is for a cat. You may have heard stories of people who gave food, water, or milk to stray cats, or took care of them. These acts of kindness often led to those people unexpectedly becoming wealthy. I personally witnessed such a story. I knew a man who was extremely poor, so much so that his family could barely afford 2 meals a day. They'd sometimes only have potatoes or lentils, and only on Eid would they have meat. But this man had a habit. He would place a bowl of milk outside his door, adding a bit of water to stretch it, because many stray cats would gather there. Over time, this man was blessed by Allah, and his life changed. He went from living in poverty to becoming wealthy. I saw it firsthand, and I'm sure many of you have heard similar stories or witnessed such miracles. In a certain area there is a man who owns a grand mansion. Dear brothers and sisters, remember this. The cat is a unique creature whose blessings have great power and whose curses can completely destroy you. If a cat blesses you, all your needs will be fulfilled, and your luck will change for the better. However, if a cat curses you, you will lose everything. Therefore, always strive to receive blessings from the cat, rather than its curse. The second animal to which you should give charity is the cat. You can offer charity to the cat in the form of a small amount of milk, depending on your financial ability. You can give a little milk, or alternatively, cats love meat scraps. But remember, you should avoid giving scraps from goat meat or fatty chicken. Instead, offer pieces of chicken scraps with some blood on them, as cats are fond of these. If you can afford it, you may also offer some meat to the cats. As I mentioned earlier, giving milk as charity is also an option. It's important to give charity based on your capacity, whether you choose to offer it outside your house or a bit further away, so the cat doesn't wait for you every time. Whenever you come across a cat, offer it food or milk as charity. Now, let me explain the significance of giving charity to the cat. Sometimes we are bound by spiritual restrictions, such as magic or unseen hindrances, which prevent us from progressing. By offering charity to the cat, you invite its prayers, as a hungry stomach naturally calls for blessings. The wise elders believe that the cat's prayer can break the hold of magic and restrictions, especially when you give charity to increase your wealth and sustenance. This is the reason we offer charity to the cat, as its prayer can truly change your destiny. Now let's move on to the third charity. The third charity you should give is to the crow. The reason for giving charity to crows is that sometimes we unknowingly pass through places filled with spiritual forces or unseen entities, such as unclean areas like bathrooms. When we neglect cleanliness, these spirits can attach to us, causing harm and difficulties. Additionally, certain calamities are sent from the heavens, bringing hardship. By giving charity to crows, you remove these harmful forces and protect yourself from the negative effects of unclean spaces like bathrooms. However, it's crucial to give charity to the crows in the right way. If you do it incorrectly, it can lead to even more misfortune. Avoid giving meat scraps or parts from goats. Instead, offer pieces of bread, which crows love. You can do this in the morning or afternoon. Take some bread, either fresh or old, break it into small pieces and soak it in water. Crows prefer soggy bread. Once soaked, place it outside or on your roof, and the crows will come and eat it. If you follow these practices sincerely, before the start of Ramadan, you will see a significant increase in wealth and blessings in your home. These three charities remove major spiritual obstacles and open the doors of prosperity. So, dear brothers and sisters, be sure to perform these actions before Ramadan begins. Keep me in your prayers, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video, comment MashaAllah or Subhanallah, and share it widely. For more Islamic content, subscribe to Islamic Barteen